T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice. I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice. Yeah. Not a game, not a game.
Me. Bam. Me, man.
Not a game.
Slap that like she scored 30.
What are we even talking about, man? We talking about sports here.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Roland? Finally, we're
How's it
back
going?
from Thanksgiving break, baby.
Yep, back from the Thanksgiving break. We had another bye week. So we talking about sports. We're back here with another Thursday night run through. It's good to be live again. We had gone back to the normal format for a little bit, but we're back live today for that Cowboys and Saints game. Couldn't miss it. So what have you guys been up to? Did you guys have a good turkey break? Watch all the football in the world?
Well, we watched a lot of football on Thanksgiving. Unfortunately, we didn't get the results that we wanted as Cowboys fans. But overall, I had to say the Thanksgiving break was a fun weekend. I got to hang out with Ben a little bit. The day after Thanksgiving, Ron, who's not here on the podcast today, who will be in here later, got married. So we celebrated his nuptials, and it was a fun night. What about you, Ben? How was it?
Yeah, we still don't know if Ron is going to get permission to come on tonight with us, guys. Pobrecito.
New rules.
He thought we were fucking around when we were telling him your life's going to be over. I was trying to tell him from experience, but hopefully Ron will join us today. But yeah, man, I had a week down in the valley. Thanksgiving down there with the family. I was going to stay for Christmas up here in New Braunfels, so it was nice to hang out. Justin, it was nice to hang out. Share some shots and some beers. We
Absolutely.
We were there for Ron's wedding and shit. But yeah, man, the sports. I felt bad. I was rooting for the Cowboys on Thanksgiving Day because the Bills played after. So I was like, I'm rooting for these guys. Good vibes, and then they'll
Good vibes only.
They'll root for the Bills with me. The game after. But golly, man. Maybe we'll talk about it a little bit. I know we haven't been on the air since then. Maybe we'll talk about it a little bit here before we break down tonight's game. But yeah, man, I'm glad to be back, boys.
You guys have the traditional Thanksgiving plate. You got your turkey, your mashed potatoes, the yams, stuffing. You guys got all of that?
I'm a sides guy, Roland. So my ham turkey plate is very minimal. It's all about the green bean casserole, the pies, everything else, the mashed potatoes. Whatever's on the side, give me that. I don't know why I'm not a big turkey guy, but I love the sides.
I love me some yams. That's probably a little sleeper.
Like a candied yam, like a sweet one.
The candied yam. You gotta have the little marshmallow there too with it.
Yeah, man, y'all get exotic, bro. Mashed potatoes. I get a corn on the cob. Hopefully, there's macaroni. Not all families make macaroni for Thanksgiving, but there is people who bake their macaroni, and then some gravy over my turkey and my mashed potatoes, and that's about it, bro. The banana nut bread afterwards and the pies, that's what I'm there for. Shit.
Okay, I see.
Oh, you're sweet too.
The pie.
Yeah.
Speaking of pies, I tried.
Did you do yours in San Antonio?
Yeah, we did ours in San Antonio. We went up somewhere to some place here and just had like a Thanksgiving lunch. They had like the whole buffet style, just go back as many times as you want. Don't have to really mess with the whole thing in the kitchen. The whole family's there. Got to see my grandparents. My brother came in from New Mexico, so had everybody here. It was pretty cool. But I lost my train of thought. I was going to say,
my mom wanted to go to Luby's on Thanksgiving Day. Like
that's where it's at.
I'm not throwing much out there by saying like she doesn't cook much, so not the greatest cook. She was like, oh, let's just go to Luby's.
Dang, throwing your mom under the bus.
Pause while you're still ahead.
We had this conversation, bro. I'm telling you, it's not an insult. She understands. Look, she makes good, cute tacos in the morning, and that's where we draw the line, baby. That's where we draw the line.
Everyone knows her strengths, you know. It is what it is, I guess.
She knows what it is. But I drove by Luby's and the line, bro. The line was around the building. There was probably 200 people waiting to go have Thanksgiving lunch at Luby's. I thought that was wild.
That was pretty crazy. But Luby's holds it down. And I was gonna say, last thing for me on Thanksgiving, for the first time, I tried chocolate pecan pie. That was actually pretty good. Not really a big pecan pie type of guy, but I wanted to change it up this year. I'd never tried it. Chocolate pecan, pretty good. So, yep. Thanksgiving was good though. Like Justin said, Cowboys lost, but a lot of stuff happened this past weekend. You know, it was a pretty full weekend. There was college football, there was NFL, NBA, college basketball. I think even that Bryson DeChambeau and Brooks Koepka match was on Friday or Saturday this past weekend. So pretty good weekend of sports. And of course there was some UFC, and I think Triad had a card too. So full weekend of sports.
Boxing too.
Just gotta give everybody their shine, because it was a sports filled weekend, and it's always fun when those happen. It's not too often when you got everything going on one day. So.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Just to shout out some people in the chat, man. We got 11 people with us today. We got Eddie in here as usual, Rolling in here. Guys, I'm telling you, me and my mom, we had this conversation. She understands. And I saw Mark earlier say, "Oh, how come I wasn't in town?" I didn't say I was in town. Next time, Mark, for sure. I'll hit you up, bro, so we can share a beer. Yeah, hell yeah. And Phil.
Let me go to a bar next time.
Phil, te digo, Phil, he's trying to get the permission slip signed, bro. She's trying to get the permission slip signed. We'll see if Ron gets on tonight.
He's made his entrance. He's here.
Oh,
hey,
he's here before 6:45.
Fucking talking shit, dog.
Shit. Right
fucking go, bro. It's fucking go. We're going tonight.
It's the Cowboys game. He's
Ron, they signed the slip. They said you could be on.
Shit, just like Roland said, stream or die. I like that.
Ooh, boy.
That's what you gotta
Roland sent that in the subject to the link today. I like that.
Right. Have you told your wife that? I'm sure that's why you got on. You told her stream or die, baby. I gotta get on. So I like it. Ron, we were just all talking about our Thanksgiving break, what we all got into. We know it was a big weekend for you. You want to tell the people a little bit about it?
Yeah. First of all, I want to cheers. These are Wally's beers. So shout out to Wally Garza. These are your beers that they were in my fridge. Shit, it was good, man. Obviously, y'all know I got married the very next day, so Thanksgiving wasn't as crazy. Just we ate here at my house with Ali's family. We went to had fucking food with my mom and my family, and then we went to Lauren and Eddie Tovar's house. Ben was there. We were there till I was there till only like 9 or 10. So all day it was just hopping around from family to family, eating, munching out, drinking, having a good time, prepping for the next day, which was the big day, which was the wedding. The weather was fucking shit on Thursday night. Me and Ben were outside. Me and Ben were outside watching the game at fucking Eddie's house, and we were just like, it was misty, it was cold, it was trash, bro. It was
like we were at the game, baby. We felt like we were at the game.
It was like 50 something, dude. But luckily the next day was good. It was cold, but it was dry. And it was probably the best day of my life. And everybody was there. Everybody was there. We had a good time. Justin made a fucking appearance. He went to the church and he went to the venues. He was looking dapper as fuck in that suit, man. I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that fit was clean.
But no one outshined Ron. He had a nice white. I told him, "Hey, Ron, you better come to the next podcast with the tux because it looks clean, bro."
Justin, hey, Ron. Justin was under the impression that you get to keep the tux, or did you just rent it?
Nah, I rented that bitch.
Yeah, Justin thought that if you're getting married, that's like their gift to you because all the groomsmen have to go get their tuxes there, so they still make fedia.
I guess it might be by organization because I've seen that before.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get to some football.
Yeah, let's get to some football. Before we get to the pros and why we're all here tonight for the Cowboys and Saints game, let's talk a little bit of college football. There's a new name in the top 4. They made a big entrance into the top 4, jumping up to number 2. It's Michigan. They slot in behind Georgia after they just dominated Ohio State, getting Jim Harbaugh his first win against Ohio State. So congrats there. Alabama slides to 3, or I don't know where they're at, but they're at number 3, and Cincinnati's at 4. So Ben, I know you've been plugged into college football all year. What's the big thing that pops out to you? Is it Michigan?
I ran all these scenarios. I know I was talking to you about it, and I was going deep, like trying to see what's going to happen after this weekend's championship games. Obviously, Georgia and Alabama have to play each other. Georgia up to a 6.5-point favorite now against Alabama. Now, this is a Georgia team that never beats Alabama. So everybody expects Georgia to get it done. Therefore, Alabama would have 2 losses and get bounced out of here. Michigan, 10-point favorite against Iowa. They won as 8.5-point underdogs, smacked Ohio State, and we were all on here saying, shit, if we were going to throw anybody out there to beat Georgia, we were probably going to throw Ohio State out there. They got handled. The weather was just perfect for Michigan to, it was in the big house, the scenes after the game with the fans rushing the field, that it looked ridiculous. It looked like there was 1 million people in that stadium. It was crazy. It was crazy. And then Cincinnati finally gets that respect that they deserve just out of, Ohio State losing. Cincinnati gets the, tip of the hat. They throw them in there at number 4. They play Houston this weekend for the conference championship.
Dana Holgorsen, their head coach.
Right, and they're 10-point favorite, Cincinnati, so they are expected to win and hold their spot. You would expect Cincinnati to jump up to number 3. I mean, how do you all feel about Georgia against Alabama? Because we know that game is happening for sure this Saturday, and, it's going to have implications on this because both teams are in the picture right now.
SEC championship game, Georgia's 6.5-point favorites. Like Ben was saying, this team typically doesn't beat Alabama. But if we watched that Alabama game last week, I know it was a rivalry game against Auburn. They were on the road, but it took some late game heroics for really the offense to get going. And really the big decider for me in this one is I just don't trust Alabama's, play calling. Their offensive coordinator this year has been Bill O'Brien. It's a switch over from
got demoted from calling the plays this week.
He got demoted for the championship game.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Maybe it switches things up for Alabama in a positive way. But it's just that uncertainty there against this Georgia defense. I'm just going to roll with Georgia here, and I think they're going to cover in a big way. I like Alabama. The last podcast that we were on here, I was saying I typically do favor Alabama, but in this particular matchup, I think Georgia's going to handle them, erasing Alabama's hopes of being in the top 4.
Yeah, because there still is that possibility, right, Roland, that maybe if Alabama loses on maybe a game-winning field goal, they just get dropped down to 4 because of how dominant Georgia has been against everybody else. They've given up 8 touchdowns the whole season. We're here at, conference championship week, and they've only given up 8 touchdowns. I was talking to Josh earlier in the week. I said, I don't expect Bama to get 10 points, bro. 10's the limit. Like, this defense is good, and I think if they're ever going to be Bama, it's got to be this year. It's got to be.
Yeah, this is their best chance. This is definitely their best chance.
Ron, are you rolling with the Tide, or how do you feel?
I always fucking roll with the Tide, dog.
All right,
you gotta to be the man, you gotta beat the man, and Alabama's the man, dog.
All right.
That's my thoughts on everything right there.
Heisman favorite at quarterback as well.
They get through Michigan, but Georgia's gonna be tough. But fuck it, I'll roll with Bama.
What about you, Justin? I know you like Alabama too. You rolling with them this weekend?
It's hard to go with Alabama this week, but Nick Saban against his former, coaching tree, he's all but won every game but one, and that was this year against A&M when finally Jimbo beat him. I don't know if I can roll Alabama. I'm leaning towards Alabama because I think Kirby Smart's still a bottler. We saw the game 4th and 26 when in the national championship when all they have to do is stop a touchdown and they win the national championship, but they couldn't do it. So I'm going to lean Alabama just on the coaching staff strength. Last week, I think the game against Auburn is sort of an anomaly because it is, like you said, a rivalry game. I think with Georgia, I think the coaching staff brings them up. I think it's going to be like one of those classic games where we saw against LSU back in the day, like 13-10, 9-6, something like that. I do think Georgia's defense is for real, but I'm not a believer in that offense by any means. Stetson Bennett, I don't know if you've seen that quarterback. He's like all but 5'9". He's Ben Shapiro's size, so I don't think he's going to, do good against defensive backs from Alabama, But that's just my opinion. But I think there's a bigger story to be said about this top 4 here. And it kind of hits home for me because it's called the payoff. And I think Michigan owns that. They stuck by John Harbaugh or Jim Harbaugh, whatever his name is, for so many years, and it finally paid off. And teams like Texas, who recycle coaches year in, year out, and never get to see a coach really develop and recruit. Michigan said, no, we're going to stick with our guy. He's our guy. He's building our program. He's building it the way Michigan likes, to be tough and run the ball. And it's finally paid off. And I got to say, that payoff's been pretty nice to beat Ohio State this weekend.
He'll never get him to the promised land, though. He's gonna be like,
it's hard to recruit, man. What kid wants to play up in the cold when you can go to Tuscaloosa, Titletown, and chill out in the nice warm weather?
Who doesn't want to wear? Who doesn't want to wear that jersey with the Jordan logo on it at Michigan, though? Dog? That's high profile as you can get, boy.
Yeah. Oklahoma has them too. Florida, so there's a few with them.
Jordan's floating out there for sure, but it's a good point though, because you hear about the coaching carousels almost every summer. Coaches flipping cities, and especially Texas, in the example that you brought up. They've been notorious for recycling coaches in and out of there. So, yeah, I think Michigan though. I think they'll find themselves in the Final Four for sure. I think what I want to know is who's going to slide in for Bama once Bama loses to Georgia. There's
a team without a coach there that could be sliding in.
You think Notre Dame would slide in over Oklahoma State if they ended up winning the Big 12?
No, I think Oklahoma State would be the better option, but just that they're right there on the cusp of being the one that slides in. But I think it belongs to Oklahoma State if they end up beating, who is it, Baylor they have this weekend?
Yeah,
it should be Oklahoma State, but they're a team that's on the cusp, and I can't believe that he leaves at this time and not wants to at least see the year out. But I guess part of the game is recruiting, and he wants to be out there at LSU getting the guys now.
Yeah, and I'm talking about Brian Kelly, and Jerry's talking about it here in the chat, saying that Notre Dame needs a coach, and that very well may be true because that there is a bylaw or whatever part of the analysis when they're looking at the teams and voting on who should be in the top four. They do take into consideration coaching changes. If they determine that that's a weakening of the team, they're going to rate it like that. So Notre Dame, their chances of getting to the top four may have been ruined by Kelly taking his job and going to LSU.
Yeah. Does Cincinnati stay guaranteed a top four spot as long as they win out?
They're not a Power 5 team, so I don't think it's a guarantee by any means.
But if they don't lose, how do you take them out of the top four? That'd be pretty fucked up.
Yeah, I think their fourth is the highest they can go. I think a team that, let's say Oklahoma State wins, I think they would slot them in at 3 and keep Cincinnati at 4.
If Oklahoma State loses, though, that's where shit starts getting wacky. If Oklahoma State loses, because then it would be, who do you put in, a 2-loss Baylor team that beat Oklahoma State? Do you put in a 2-loss Alabama team? That, we're saying they might have 2 losses if they lose to Georgia this week, or do you put in a 2-loss Ohio State team? Notre Dame only has 1 loss, but they don't have a coach, and it says in the criteria for the playoffs that they take that into consideration. So without a head coach, they haven't even named an interim head coach. They're probably not going to get voted in. So then you got to just think, who's going to bring more money to the dance?
Yeah, they did hire an interim coach. I forget his name. He's a former linebacker for them. He was, I think, their defensive coordinator. He's going to be one of the youngest coaches. He's only 35.
Bobby Boucher?
I think so. The safety, or he played linebacker, one of the two. Yeah. Rudy. I think that's his name.
Rudy.
Do you guys have anything else for college football? Before we move on, I know there are some coaching changes. I don't know if y'all want to get into
Lincoln Riley, Oklahoma coach to LSU.
Yeah, we can just touch on what Jerry's saying, because Lincoln Riley moved to USC. The USC's just been missing a head coach. They've got all those recruits in Southern California, and now they're at Alabama starting. They're at Ohio State starting. They're Heisman Trophy finalists, and they're leaving California. Now Lincoln Riley goes to USC. The numbers that they gave him were outrageous. For him to leave Oklahoma, you would have to think that he was getting a pretty sweet deal. But how do you all feel about Lincoln Riley, over at USC now? Do you think that they start running the Pac-12?
Yeah, absolutely. The only team you got to worry about is Oregon over there. Now you're going to get more in city recruits, not even have to go the whole state, just the talent that's available in South Los Angeles alone. You're not going to have them like the Najee Harrises go out to Alabama now. You're going to be able to keep them within the state. He's gutting Oklahoma. He's bringing over coaches, players decommitting from Oklahoma that are from California to come back to play in state. You got guys who are on the recruiting trail supposed to be hired for Oklahoma right now who are actively recruiting for USC because they're expected to move. He's absolutely gutting Oklahoma. It's going to be a hard rebuild for whoever lands that job.
And it's a job like they're also moving to the SEC, so you got to think from his perspective. Do I want to go and run the Pac-12, and what type of coaching? Crystal balls at Oregon and that other fool's
he might
at
be
UCLA,
leaving.
and that other fool, Brian Kelly's at UCLA, but you don't got to go into the SEC and battle all these top dogs and be that team that takes in that Big 12 team and, initiates them into the SEC. It was a business decision, and it was a hell of a deal, bro. It was a hell of a deal.
I think it was an easy decision for him to make. I mean, you talk about it geographically, Norman, Oklahoma, or Los Angeles, California. That's pretty easy. And like you guys were talking about right now, I'm not going to regurgitate too much of it, but he doesn't even have to walk outside his back door. He's got recruits over there. He was getting guys from California to go to OU. Now he just gets to keep them there in LA. It gets even easier for Lincoln Riley. And Ben was just alluding to the deal that he got. They paid off both of the homes that he had in Oklahoma or some shit like that.
Supposedly like $500K over asking price.
¿Qué onda, Diego?
And he's getting $10 million a year. It's hard to beat that. And now OU is talking about Cliff Kingsbury. I don't know if that's too realistic, but that's another name that's out there. And then
the price went up on Cliff, even if he resigns with Arizona, if he has interest from Oklahoma.
That's the only reason that came out. He ain't leaving Arizona, man. He's only there because Kyler's there. It was just to get the bidding war started. That's it.
Yeah.
Shit, dog. The fucking coach wants to go to the coach wants to go to LA just like everybody else, just like Aaron Donald and fucking
Odell.
Everybody wants to go to LA. They ain't gonna do shit. He ain't gonna do shit like the Rams, but I mean everybody's in LA, right? Hey, take it easy,
going in there, Ron.
It's been a while since USC's been nationally relevant, so it'll be nice to see USC potentially return to power with Lincoln Riley. But I think that's it for college football. Let's get into NFL, guys. We're getting close to kickoff here. Kickoff's at 7:20. So we're talking about sports. We're back here with another Thursday night run through, and we're about to get into some NFL talk. Let's start with a little recap from last week, as we talked about earlier. The Thursday game went on. Chicago, they beat Detroit. Las Vegas beat the Cowboys, and they beat New Orleans 31-6. Pretty easy game. Other than those Thursday games, what caught y'all's attention on Sunday? What was the biggest game of the week for y'all, or biggest surprise?
Shit, I didn't watch much, to be honest. I was still all fucked up from the wedding.
That's true. So we'll pass on
a little
Ron
cabin. I was doing a little cabin action, a little honeymooning. So y'all can take the floor on this one.
Keep the G here. Go ahead, Ben.
I was gonna say, for me, it was the Packers. I think that the Packers are the class of the NFC. NFC. I'm still gonna disrespect the Cardinals, even though they have the best record. I'm gonna say that the Packers are the class of the NFC. The defense is coming along. I know that it was the Rams, and it was the Rams in the cold, over in Lambeau. So it just wasn't good. It didn't look good going in, but the Packers handled business and they won by margin. They have the bye week coming up. Late bye week always, benefits a team. You get healthy later on in the year. And they're a team that could use that, as Aaron Jones is out and has that week to get back. So I like the Packers going forward, and I think that they proved something beating the Rams this past week.
Yeah, they beat them soundly, like you said. What about you, Just? What was the biggest takeaway for you?
The New England game. I think that they are competing for that AFC spot. I think they're for real now. And I may even think they're the class of the AFC at this point. They're at least getting there.
Cálmate, tú.
I want the Bills. Trust me, because of the bets. But they're getting better, and I have to acknowledge it.
Yeah, we'll talk about that game on Sunday because they face each other. That's Monday Night Football, and that shit's gonna go down, baby.
The great Monday night game.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, shout out to fucking Dukes, dog. His Broncos are on a little fucking tear, bro.
Yeah, they're winning games that they're not supposed to be winning, and they're winning pretty soundly. Yeah.
Dude, they look fucking good, bro.
Yeah.
As
soon as you the Chargers, Ron, you're right. I mean, that was a hell of a game.
Got in the game. I was turning the rock over there.
As soon as Von Miller bounced, it was like, fuck it, let's go on this little winning streak.
And then the Rams have been bad since Von Miller got there. They haven't won.
Believe me, we let Marky know.
Hey, every day, baby, every day. Why do you think Marky don't show up in the comments anymore?
Shit, he gone, dog. We fucking ran him out of town.
Yo no me agüito, Eddie. You know me agüito.
Now we need Bills Mafia at least over 11, Eddie. So
that's I'm playing a dude in fantasy who has like stack. He has Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen, fucking everybody. So the Bills need to fucking throw up a goose egg this week. That's what I need.
This is a good week to face up. But hey, Joe T, on Monday, on Tuesday, I'm still gonna be tweeting Mac Jones as the offensive rookie of the year, even though he got his ass whooped on Monday Night Football. All right. I'm still gonna send that tweet for you, Joe T.
My boy Mac Jones.
Conflict of interest for Ben on Monday night. Find himself rooting for both sides potentially.
Oh, the offensive rookie of the year is wrapped up. It's wrapped up.
Just like defensive rookie of the year. We'll get into that here. Let's
get into the meat and potatoes.
Well, the reason why we're here. That's the reason why we're here. Thursday night football. We got the New Orleans Saints against the Dallas Cowboys. The New Orleans Saints are hosting the Cowboys. The Cowboys, as of a couple of minutes ago when I checked, they're 8-point favorites.
Damn. Wasn't it 6.5?
They were 6.5. They opened at 4, I think, but then a bunch of injury news came out for Orleans, which we'll get into here in a little bit. But Justin, I'll give it to you because you've been taking the Cowboys every week, and then I'll ask Rob before we get into it. But
hey, it's work.
Is this a must-win? Is this a must-win?
Yeah, absolutely, it's a must-win. I think, even with the loss, we can still get into the playoffs because the NFC East is still the NFC East. But, I mean, you want to get it together. This is the time you're starting to get into. You had a real bad November. It's December. We're getting closer to that January, February. It's time to start putting it into second gear. It's a must-win tonight.
New month, new me, right, Justin?
Absolutely.
Month, new me.
Champions are made in December. What about you, Ron?
It's definitely a must-win, bro, because we're 7-4. We lose, you go to 7-5, and then what does everybody always say about the Cowboys?
Good math, Ron.
Good math. I'm going to say it.
Good math, Ron.
That's math, baby.
I'm just saying that we're the fucking 8-8. Des Bryant. Everybody's like, yeah, y'all love 88 so much because you always go 8-8 every year. We lose, dog. Shit, that 8-8's, kind of on our fucking back.
So math for you, we can't go 8-8 this year because there's 17 games.
There's 17 games. All right.
We're
yeah. I mean, it's definitely a must win. We got a lot of guys back. Obviously, CD's back, Cooper's back. Some defensive players are back as well. I think it'll be a good game for us. It's not too far from home. We don't have to travel too far. Texas to Louisiana is not very far. We're used to playing indoors.
Nowlands.
So Cowboys fans travel well. I think we get our fucking shit together tonight and say, hey, we're here. We're back. We're playing against a bunch of backups. So if we're going to fucking do it, we better do it tonight. It's a primetime game. We shit the bed on the last primetime game, which is Thanksgiving, which
Turkey
is
Day.
I haven't fucking bet since then because I went heavy on them. So I can't say that the Cowboys do well on primetime games because obviously we're just coming off an L. We had a chance. We went into overtime. But anyway, that's the past. We need to kill it tonight. Right. We need to prove everybody that we're serious and be contenders again in the NFC, man.
All right, and to get a word from the other side, guys that don't necessarily root for the Cowboys. Ben, if the Cowboys lose this game, can they kiss any Super Bowl aspirations goodbye?
If the Cowboys lose this game, there's no way that we can actually think of them as a Super Bowl contender. I'm not saying there's not a way they don't get there, but we've been thinking about them as, they might be jumping into that upper class, top 5 rankings, power rankings. We had them a couple of weeks ago. when they were on that streak.
About 2 weeks ago. Before the Broncos lost.
Very high expectations. I mean, if they lose this game, could they still win the division and get into the playoffs? Yes. But you all will get in knowing you have no chance at winning a Super Bowl, bro. If you can't beat Taysom Hill and his plantar fasciitis, look, I didn't even stutter because I've been practicing that word. No, but Taysom Hill making his first start of the year for the Saints. They're in full panic mode. No Alvin Kamara. You know, they're missing other players on the front line. We can't name a receiver that's worth a damn. We can name a receiver, but he ain't going to be worth a damn.
Michael Thomas
is the highest paid receiver in the league, you know, getting paid for a surgery. This is a must win for the Cowboys. Like, this is, and with their record, you can't say full desperation, but this is full desperation. Everybody's healthy. Shit, even the fucking head coach is out. That's a plus. That's a plus for the Cowboys. You know what I mean? So this is no excuse. I mean, you look at how high the Lions gotten, Roland.
Cedric, I drop every fucking ball. Wilson is out. Thank God. That guy
the Thursday night injury report is up on the screen. Kamara, he's out, as Ben mentioned. And the key for me, and we always talk about it when we're betting these games, is the offensive line. The Saints offensive line is decimated. You know, when you have a bad line, you can't do much. And they're down probably their two best linemen in Terran Armstead and Ryan Ramczyk. So if the Cowboys don't dominate on the trenches, which I expect them to do, because we're getting Tank Lawrence back. Micah Parsons has been dominating everybody that he's gone up against. They should dominate from the trenches defensively. So that's what I'll be paying attention to. And hopefully they win the game from there. But to finish off the injury report with the questionable guy, he's more than likely going to play. It's Amari Cooper. He had COVID. He's been out a couple games. Are you looking for him to make a big impact, Justin?
Yeah, I think that helps out CeeDee Lamb big time, having, you know, wide receiver one out there, Amari Cooper. It frees him up, and then it frees up Gallup and the others. I know CeeDee Lamb has been performing better, but it just tends to make him better when Cooper's out there. So, I'm absolutely looking forward to Cooper clearing protocol and being back.
If you're a fantasy owner of Cooper, are you loading him up?
Justin is a fantasy owner of Cooper.
Shit, I don't know.
I am. I'm looking towards loading him up tonight.
How's the Saints secondary? It's not great, right?
Well, whoever doesn't draw Lattimore.
Well, even Lattimore has been giving up plays as of late. I mean, they're just on the field so much because the offense is so bad. Like that's just what it's been.
Well, hold up, Ben. Before you start, I got some extra cash because remember that Xavier bet that you said to take, and you take the Xavier team total over. Well, look, I took under by accident, and I won.
He faded you, man.
He faded. I love the fat finger.
We got a little extra cash tonight, so whatever you say, what you're about to say, I'm a tail. So let me know.
Right. No.
Preach, Ben, preach.
Well, let's do a little fantasy talk before we get into it. We're talking about some injuries here. Kamara's out, so we all know everybody's going to be in on Ingram. We know what's been going on with the Cowboys' backfield. So let's get into it. I don't know if we have any questions necessarily coming in.
You got one in the comments already. It's already up there.
All right, there we go.
Joseph.
Cooper or Ingram? Joseph's not too sure who to put in his flex.
Joseph commented earlier, just the guys I needed to talk to today, and I think that this is why right here. I think this is why.
Very good question.
To me, I honestly think that it's a no-brainer. I think that it's a no-brainer in Mark Ingram, just because if Cooper is back, he's probably going to draw Lattimore, and he said that he's feeling, the aftermath of COVID still. So not a good thing. I think I have a big night peg for CeeDee Lamb tonight. I think it's Ingram, no-brainer. I think Ingram's going to get you double digits. I'm loading up Ingram in 2 leagues, so I would go with Ingram.
I'm just going to chime in and say that I agree because Cooper, even when he was at his peak, man, with his prime with the boys, he still wasn't that guy who can put out a 30, 25-point fantasy game. He'll get his catches, he'll be solid, but he's never somebody who's gonna have this huge, ceiling. Also, the first half under dropped a point, so I'm thinking that Vegas thinks that it's gonna be a low-scoring game, which means that it's maybe leaning toward a Saints cover. So you would think that the game would be a lot closer. In closer games, teams, like to run the ball a little bit more. So I would go with Ingram over Cooper just because he's Mr. Glass, man, and you can't count on him for a full fucking game. So give it to Ingram. He's at home, and like you guys were mentioning, there's not a lot of offense, coming out of that Saints team, and maybe you just kind of stick with running the ball and hoping you get lucky keeping the Cowboys off of the field.
And the knock on Cooper has been he doesn't show up in big games. That's what the knock on him has been throughout his career. He's a consistent receiver, but doesn't tend to show up in
He's not
high-profile
explosive.
matchups.
He's a guy that would get bothered by somebody at Lattimore, jamming him at the line and doing all that dirty shit. That's the same thing with Darius Slade does to him. Like those guys bother him. He's nice because he's one of their biggest red zone threats. He's their bigger receiver.
Extremely good route runner.
Yeah, they do like throwing to him in the red zone, which is a good thing. But I think he's more touchdown dependent. CeeDee's the guy getting CeeDee and Gallup now, or Wilson are the guys getting you, from 20 to 20. But I do think Cooper is a big threat in the red zone.
Justin, what do you think about CeeDee?
I already said I think it helps having Cooper.
CD's.
I knew it. He was waiting. He had to load it up.
Execution.
Live on air,
Ron took it from the text to the
live on
podcast.
air.
I had to come back with
easy.
a vengeance, dog.
Someone had to say, "Got him."
Real talk, Justin. Just chime in to answer Joseph's question. Cooper or Ingram? I mean, it's kind of unanimous right now, but you have anything else to add?
Yeah, just having Cooper back, I think that helps CeeDee Lamb. Cooper Ingram going with Cooper over Ingram. I think Ingram was a flash in the pan. I think with that growing set offensive line out, it's going to be hard for him to run the ball tonight.
Okay. All right. Well, we don't have any more questions. Let's get into some buy or sell before we get into who we are thinking is going to win the game and our plays for the night. So, buy or sell. I have two guys up here. We talked about both of them. CeeDee Lamb's coming back from a concussion, and Mark Ingram is getting another chance to start for the Saints with Alvin Kamara out. So the question is, CeeDee Lamb, are you going to buy or sell over under 16 PPR points? That's his current ESPN projection right now. I think I know Ben's answer. I'll let you answer first.
Yeah, I'm buying it. I think he's going to have a big game. Like I said, hopefully Lattimore's on Cooper. Cooper is playing, so Lattimore should be on him. They're going to move CeeDee around from the slot and the outside. Give me 20 points for CeeDee this week.
Shit.
What about you, Joseph?
Yeah, I'm buying this as well.
Couple dimes, 20 piece.
You're buying it, and you, Ron? You're buying, I'm assuming?
I'm buying it because of your injury report. Who's it? Wilson is out?
Wilson's out, yeah.
Wilson's out. Cooper's banged up. I think he's the number one option. Gallup's back, but shit, if you're Dak and you have 2 weeks of rest in CeeDee Lamb, I think you fucking look for CeeDee all day. And I'm buying, man. Spending the fucking cash.
Yeah, I think it'll be close because I do think CeeDee Lamb, I think he'll be the one to draw more of Marshawn Lattimore. But I will buy it because Cowboys are going to win the game. So I'm buying CeeDee Lamb.
Saints also have the number 1 rush defense, so you got to think the Cowboys are probably going to get it done through the air.
That's true. And we've seen what they do when they go up against stout run defenses. They try and beat them through the air. So the next one, not necessarily tied to points. It's just looking back to Mark Ingram. The last time he got to start for Alvin Kamara fully healthy, he put up 21 PPR points. So that's about good running back 1 production. So the question is, Mark Ingram, are you buying or selling him returning back to running back 1 with Kamara out? Or running back 1 fringe 2, I'll give you that. But do you think he's going to have a good performance?
I think he's going to get in the end zone just because inside the 5-yard line, although Taysom Hill is in at quarterback and he's a bigger set player. He's a goal line. He hawks a couple TDs down there. I think that Mark Ingram falls into the end zone today. We saw Tony Jones Jr. last week against the Bills, and it's just not it. I think that Mark Ingram can be just a 3-down back tonight. He said he's healthy. He's ready to go. This is why they traded for him. I'm I'm saying like 15 points from Mark Ingram tonight, PPR.
Do you have like a Mark Ingram return in New Orleans game kind of thing? Even if they do take the L?
No, I mean that's already happened. Like he's already played his first game there. But that's what I'm saying. Like he's looking to show out. I mean, he's gonna be the guy. Who else? They're gonna be looking to run, keep the Cowboys offense off the field. And I just think that the game flow, as long as the game doesn't get away from them, is going to consist of a lot of running the ball, trying to kill clock, so on and so forth.
I actually have a fantasy question for you guys. I have Aaron Jones, who's on a bye. I have, what was I going to say? Oh, I had Dalvin Cook, who's hurt. And I have Pollard on my bench. Do I start Pollard tonight, or do I go and try to do a waiver wire? Kind of like pick somebody else up, because there's nobody else, dude. And then
is Aaron Jones back fully healthy?
Hunt's
they're on bye. They're on bye. And Hunt's on bye also.
Hunt's on a bye as well. And Cook
so Justin, how do you feel about Pollard?
Yeah,
well, I don't like the Cowboys running backs tonight, like you mentioned before.
Right,
Saints defense is very good. They've been good all season against the run. I don't know how many games they went consecutively not giving up a 100-yard rusher.
Well, I mean, we're not expecting Pollard to go for 100.
Yeah, so, but if you're talking about using him in an RB2 situation or flex, what are we talking here?
No, RB2. I have Jonathan Taylor.
You're not going to find it, fam. That's RB1 and RB2. Don't worry. Just throw Pollard in there. You have Jonathan Taylor. Don't worry about it, cuz. You don't even have to start a fucking RB2. You have Jonathan Taylor, way.
Yeah.
Yes, Ron. Put Pollard in there.
Joseph said Madison, but he's gone.
I mean,
he's gone on most waiver wires by now. He was already gone at the start of the season.
Those guys
banking on Dalvin Cook not to be healthy the full season.
Those guys were gone on Tuesday when waivers went through. Joseph, but Pollard's a decent option, man. I mean, like I said, you have Jonathan Taylor, bro. I think that you might get 10 from Pollard tonight. If it's full point PPR.
Well, he's projected at 9, and the top available running backs would be Singletary, who's projected at 11, Coleman for the Jets, who's projected at 10, and Burkhead, who's projected at 10 for Houston.
No, man, come on, that's a no.
All right, I'm just saying like those are the options. So I'm gonna stick Pollard in there, and let's fucking ride.
Yeah, no, you should have hit the waiver wire on Tuesday, cuz that's my advice to you.
Nah, I think everybody was gone. It's a 12-man league.
Oh, yeah.
Ben, just getting back to this buy or sell for Mark Ingram. Are you buying or selling this one here? I know Ron said he.
Maybe Sony Michel. Hold on, just let me get in my bag real quick. Sony Michel.
Okay.
He's gone.
He's gone too? Okay, then never mind.
The top 3 guys are there. I just mentioned.
No, I know, but he might be lower because I don't think Henderson's trending not to play on Sunday. So if Sony Michel is there, I would probably pick him up. He might play.
All right.
As far as Mark Ingram, I'm buying it. Like I said, I expect 10 to 15 points tonight. I think that's RB2. I think that's RB2 serviceable at worst flex. So I'm buying both of these guys on the board tonight, man.
All right. I think I'm under on him. I'm going to sell him. I think he's under that 13-point mark. I think he'll stay under.
I like that, Justin. I like that. Because if the Saints start trailing, I mean, you ain't gonna fucking give the rock to Mark Ingram. And
Taysom Hill's gonna check down. Taysom Hill's not airing it out, cuz.
Yeah, I know, but look, the spread's 8.5, so they're saying Cowboys are gonna run away with this game. If the Saints are down by 2 touchdowns, they're not gonna be fucking running the ball.
But they're
not gonna be dumping it to Ingram.
Why not?
They gotta throw it to somebody else.
Who?
Bro.
Tell me who.
Shit, somebody else besides Ingram.
Tell me a name.
The thing is tonight.
There you go. So it's gonna be Ingram.
But that doesn't mean that it's automatically going to Ingram. Like he's the only one who could catch. But he's the only one who could catch the ball on the fucking Saints, or what?
Their quarterback's not even a quarterback. He can't even.
That's the thing, Ben. It's a lot. It's real hard to know what to expect with the Saints. It's a hard game to cap because you don't know exactly what the Saints are going to bring with Taysom Hill as quarterback. You haven't really seen him in the full capacity of starting the whole game.
We've seen him start last year, Justin. We haven't seen him this year, but he went 3-1 as a starter last year while Drew Brees was out, and that's why they paid him. That they're just going to run the ball, whether it's with the quarterback or whether it's with him. If they get into 3rd and long, then yes, they will pass. But the point of the game tonight is to keep Dak and that offense on the sidelines, because That's the point of the game. So you got to know how it's going to go. They're just going to want to run the ball.
Because I'm
Ron, how do you have
why.
JT, AJ, and Cook on the same squad?
Dude, there was vatos in the draft that I was in. They're like, I took Jonathan Taylor in the 3rd round. And they're like, Jonathan Taylor, reach. I'm like, shit, fool. Hey, Ben, Sony Michel is available.
Yeah, I would pick him up, Ron.
Let me see.
Ron, how deep is that league?
You said it's a 12-man.
Yeah, it's a 12-man.
What do we got up next? Just
well, I can't go through it because it's on rolling screen, but we have Prop It Like It's Hot. Ben, do you remember your props? If not, I can tell you them, and then you can talk them over.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Well, just, coming back to the buy or sell, CD Lamb over 66.5 yards tonight.
I'm going to take that right now. I'm going to take it on Bet King. I'm going to take that.
He's averaging 74 yards receiving per game. When he's healthy, we've seen that Dak likes to get him the ball. I mentioned earlier how the Saints have the #1 run defense, so we're going to expect the Cowboys to do it through the air. And let's be real, CeeDee Lamb was out. He should be back refreshed, and they're going to be looking to show off the weapons, I think. Dak is up there in MVP voting. He's at plus 900. Brady and Josh Allen are at plus 250, plus 300. So he's a little further back, but I could see them, putting it on Dak's shoulders tonight. There's been rumors about limited work possibly for Zeke Elliott, nursing that knee or hip injury, whatever it may be. He said he knew nothing about it. Jerry Jones said we're gonna feed Zeke. I don't know what's going on exactly with that situation, but it makes me lean towards more work for Dak and the receivers. So I'm on that CD Lamb prop. I'm also on under 23.5 first half for the game. Those primetime unders, I know us in our chat.
Yes.
We like that. We like that first half under, so 23.5. I have some stats for the Saints. The Saints over the last month, I couldn't believe this shit when I was looking it up.
Let us know.
They haven't scored a first quarter point since Halloween.
Wow.
Damn.
So since October, they haven't scored a point in the first quarter. Since Jameis got hurt, they haven't scored a point in the first quarter.
Slow starters. I like that for the Cowboys tonight.
What's the New Orleans team total?
Just do first half full game run. The last 4 games, the Saints points in the first half of the game against the Falcons, 0 points. Against the Titans, 6 points. Against the Eagles, 7 points. And then on Thanksgiving against the Bills, 0 points. So I think that the Cowboys need to get after them early. Yes, the Saints do come. They had Trevor Siemian. They are switching quarterbacks. So, maybe these trends might be a little bit skewed, but the numbers don't trend well for the Saints in the first half. 0 first quarter points since Halloween. I couldn't believe that shit. That's a whole month of not scoring a field goal even in the first quarter. So I expect the Cowboys to get after it early, and that's also why I like the under 23.5, because I'm not expecting many points from the Saints in the game total, but much less in the first half. And then the last one was the Cowboys to be leading at halftime and full time. So they got to be winning at half. They got to be winning at the end of the game. And the number minus 115 compared to the 8.5 point spread, miss me with that bullshit. Give me first half full game.
Hey, so you got Saints team total first half 9.5 at minus 120 and 19.5 for the full game.
So, like in the last month, they haven't scored over 7 points in the first half. But the Cowboys defense also hasn't looked the best, but getting players back, Saints O-line missing players. I just like the Cowboys to be leading at halftime.
Oh, dude, I like that under 19.5 for the game for the Saints under.
So, yeah, that's what I got for tonight, those 3 plays. Roland.
Right, I like them. Roland, what's yours?
The only play that I have listed up here is the Cowboys and Vikings 2-team 7-point teaser. So you get the Cowboys, if you're taking the live line right now, -8, you get them down to -1. And the Vikings are 7-point favorites against the Lions, I want to say. And I think they're going to bounce back. They've been in a lot of close games. So I like that game. You get them down to PK, both of them pretty much. And then I just took Dak Prescott over 2 touchdown passes. So I added that for a little bit. And then I also took Michael Gallup over 3.5 catches. There's a little bit of juice on that one. The juice is like minus 150.
I like that, Roland.
And the only reason is because I think Cooper, he's not going to be 100% today. And Gallup already in his games back, he's gotten 2 straight games of 5 catches. So I think he's going to have some good matchups as well.
And Roland, I looked at Cooper props maybe to fade him, but damn, they got them shit set pretty low. Like they don't expect much from Cooper just to begin with. I looked at possibly fading him. I also looked at Zeke props. He's at 46 rushing yards, under 50, bro. I thought that was wild. So I thought that would favor Dak in the passing game, which is why I decided to go with CeeDee Lamb.
You're currently, Ben, your halftime full-time at minus 115 is at 150 right now, minus 150. So
I put that in this morning.
CeeDee Lamb is at 67.5, so it went up by 1 yard. Elliott receiving 18.5.
So
Gallup
Justin has one play.
48.5. What's yours?
Yeah, this is just for my Sunday card as well. For our contest that we got going on. It's just Cowboys -8. It's a little steep. You can find it on most books at 6.5, but the book that I took it at, it was at -8. So we're gonna play it the way I took it.
Ron, do you want to make anything official?
I just told you, man. I fucking swallowed the juice, the halftime, full time. I put 5 units on it.
I know you like that too.
Yeah, yeah, I do that often, bro. So I took it 150. I locked in the CD. I got it at 67.5. So hopefully it doesn't hit 67.
That'd be dirty.
Yeah, passing touchdown. Damn. Total passing touchdowns. Dak over 1.5 is minus 258. So I can see why Roland took it over 2. What about shit? We're high on Pollard. His rushing yards are 44.5.
Against the number 1 rush defense, though, at the same time, Pollard has looked like he is a running back that has the juice and the pop. I honestly think that they should have probably. I understand why they didn't sit Zeke because of how desperate they are for a win. You don't want to lose 3 in a row, and Zeke is one of your highest paid players, so you want him out there. But Pollard, bro, they got to give him run. And it sucks because the guy that I'm playing in fantasy loaded him up for DeAndre Swift, who's out. So I'm facing Pollard tonight in one of the leagues, and I'm not feeling the best about it because from 20 to 20, I expect it to be Pollard. Once they get in the red zone, Zeke's going to fall in the end zone.
Yeah, his Pollard's receiving yards are 17.5.
I like that a lot better than the rushing.
Yeah. All right, well, that's it, man. I just told you guys, so hopefully we fucking
U of H. Bridge showing up. The U of H alums bet U of H money line against Cincy as 10-point dogs. No, that's
tonight.
That's Saturday.
Oh, come on.
As 10-point dogs, you're looking at around plus 350, probably plus 400. So that would be a nice little payout. But
Roland, do we have anything else for tonight?
I want one more bet. Does anybody have like one more bet, even in the comment section? Like, I always like to do at least 3, way. At least 3. Justin, do you have anything that you like?
Just Cowboys -6.5. Get it.
6.5? Well, I can't get it 6.5 anymore. Shit. It is -6.5.
Yeah, I told you most books have it at 6.5.
Shit, it's because I saw 8.
So why'd you take 8?
I got it at.
Oh, okay. There you go, Ron. -6.5. There's the recommended play. Oh, we got some white noise.
All right. Let's write it. Let's write the 6.5.
Yeah. Do we got anything else?
I think there's maybe one more, but I'm not sure if Roland's throws up on his side.
I was just gonna say I got an update here saying if you're starting Cooper, or you're looking to start Cooper, you might want to reconsider because he mostly watched in 7-on-7, and he didn't take a single rep in 11-on-11 all week. So this is literally his first game action.
No, but he is going to play. You're just saying that they've been like limiting the fuck out of him.
This is his first game action at all. He hasn't hit the pads or anything these past couple of days that he's going to cover. So just look out for that, and maybe these other options for the Cowboys.
Are we doubling down on the CeeDee Lamb bet then?
But I got to shout out UTSA, though. They play tomorrow in the Conference USA Championship game. Hopefully they go 12-1, lock up that CUSA Championship. They got the game at the Dome. It's probably going to be the most attended game in UTSA's history, so definitely going to be a crazy game. They are 3.5-point dogs. I'll see. I'm still not sure.
You gotta be there, Roland. You're fucking alumni,
they're
dog.
3.5-point dogs. The line opened pretty much. I think it was like plus they were PK, and they got bet to 3.5-point dogs from there against Western Kentucky.
And a team they've already beat.
A team that they've already beat, and a team that took them down to the wire the last game. It was a high-scoring game, and it took a goal line interception for UTSA to win at the end of the game. So
yeah.
Could have been anybody's.
I don't think I like UTSA tomorrow.
I'm on the other side of that just because I'm invested. I had a preseason, Western Kentucky to win Conference USA at plus 450.
Wow, that's a fucking crazy ass bet, bro.
Yeah, so I'm a little
deep. That's deep dive right there.
Now plus 450. Now they're favorites in the conference championship game. Zappy, the quarterback for them. Just a little backstory. He used to play for Houston Baptist. Smaller school, the coach got a bump up. He got a bump up in head coaching. Got the job at Western Kentucky. He took everybody from Houston Baptist, all the receivers, the quarterback, the coaching staff. Everybody's at Western Kentucky, so it was like they hit the ground rolling. Zappy's a beast. They haven't lost a game since they lost to UTSA earlier this year. The over/under set at 72. It's supposed to be a shootout. Damn. The first meeting had 120 points scored.
Roland, you gotta be there, Roland.
I had talked to Roland about that. I wanted to go just because I was a little bit invested. But
y'all should go, dog.
It's tomorrow night. It's not Saturday.
Yeah, tomorrow at 6.
Go
tomorrow at 6.
They'll be on prime time on ESPN so that everybody can watch. But now I can't go. I got to go to a Christmas party.
Fuck that!
Shout out UTSA. That's all for me though. I wouldn't be right if I didn't shout them out. I'm wearing the cap. So
whose Christmas party though?
Huh? It's a work event.
Bet King's Christmas party.
A work event.
Oh, I thought Gabby was dragging you to a Christmas party.
No, it's a work event.
Hey,
Ron, plug Bet King.
Everybody plug Bet King. I'm always the one who plugs Bet King.
You showed up late. You plug Bet King. That's the way it works. Man.
Bet King is the vibe, dog. Everybody knows Bet King is the vibe. But if you follow us, you know where we make our money at, and you know these motherfuckers always put up promos, crypto bonus, deposit bonus. Anything and everything that you can think of, bro.
Shout out Wally. He won the Survivor Pool. Shit, we had a listener win the Survivor Pool. Wally knocked it down.
$1,000 for Wally, right?
Hey,
$600 in free play to Wally for winning that Survivor Pool. So nice. I mean, they're always doing.
Come on, Joe.
They're always
and like right now is now that it's a playoff push, there should be a lot of chalk. So if you haven't bet all season and you're like a beginner, whatever the case is, the teams that should win
will win.
Yeah, will win or at least cover a parlay or whatever the fuck you want to do.
This is when they start taking it serious, Ron?
This is when they start taking it seriously. This is where we could cash. And then if you want to fuck around, we got NBA to bet on. We got NHL to bet on.
We got a big MMA card next week that we're probably
going to do
next week.
We're gonna do a show for that one for sure. 2 title fights on the line.
You've been doing good on the soccer bets too, bro.
Yeah.
So I mean, guys, Bet King is where it's at. DM us. We'll hook y'all up. If you don't want to talk to them, you don't got to talk to them. Whatever. Come through us. We'll set you up. We'll get you an account. They give you free cash just for fucking signing up, dog. They double whatever you put in. They doubled it like right away. So you don't even have to play with your money first. Just play with the money that they give you for free. So hit us up, man.
Ron has a Twitter page and a YouTube page where he puts out bets. So if you want what's the bet? Follow those pages. You see his bets. I mean, y'all can. Everyone, like he says, we all win, not just Ron.
Follow the We Talking About Sports Twitter too, man.
Yeah.
That's it. Let's watch these boys, dog.
Yeah, 10 minutes from
tonight.
Let's go Cowboys, all right? Let's go Cowboys.
Joseph and Joe T, the energy, those vibes you bring into, that's not good vibes.
8 and 5.
You only want good vibes.
8 and 5.
Joseph, David, Joe.
Right, or we're 7 and 4. We're 7 and 4 right now, right?
7 and 4.
Yeah.
8 and 4. 8 and 4.
Let's get 8 and 4. Let's go. We're the beasts of the East, baby.
All right, 8 and 4. UTSA 12 and 1. Let's go.
Hey, we'll be back Sunday. We'll be back Sunday for sure.
Yeah. Let's go.